Hello and welcome to Press TV Studios here in the Iranian capital of Tehran. You're joining us for another edition of the World News. I'm Bardia Honardar. A UN court for Rwanda's 1994 genocide has sentenced an ex-army colonel and two other officers to life in prison over their role in the slaughter. Colonel Theoneste Bagazora and his officers were found guilty of genocide and crimes against humanity. Some 800,000 Tutsis were killed at the hands of Hutus during the 100-day slaughter. The court also sentenced the brother-in-law of former Rwandan President Juvenal Habyarimana to 20 years in prison. Protais Zigeranyarazo was convicted of aiding and encouraging the killing of some 1,500 people in April 1994. Now we're joined by Ayo Johnson. He's an expert on African affairs from London. Now, what can you tell us about the significance of the verdict?
Well, it's a very significant verdict. It sends a very clear message that those who perpetrate in war crimes would be taken to a court of this nature and found guilty. And the crimes that they've been accused of are rightfully so. The atrocities that were carried out in Rwanda in 1994 were the worst the world has ever seen. Close to 1 million people, 500,000 people were killed within a 100-day period. It's unheard of. And the Hutu militias were largely to blame for the extermination of Tutsis. And this decision by the court is a reflection of the anger by the entire world that such action should not be accepted today, tomorrow, or ever.
Okay, now the genocide took place in '94. Bagazora was arrested in '96. It took the court 12 years to reach this verdict. Why did it take so long?
Well, it's difficult to find witnesses. It's difficult to compile information. The magnitude of the numbers of people who died, those who were affected, it would naturally take this long. And it's important that the court itself is thorough, so that they don't come to these conclusions lightly. And I think the court must be applauded because the genocide of that era, 1994, were the worst this world has ever seen, and may it be that we don't see such again.
Okay, Africa is known for tribal and political tensions. Can this verdict have any effect on averting possible future human catastrophes?
Well, it's not a benchmark, but because we've had other officers who've been brought to the court and found guilty. But it sends a clear message that across Africa, that if you break the law, if you take the law into your own hands, if you go out exterminating people needlessly, as in the fashion that we saw in 1994 in Rwanda, then it's rightfully so that such people should be brought to account, and the court has actually done a marvelous job in that fashion.
Ayo Johnson, expert on African affairs from London.